Hey guys, just got a little bit of a tip about spark plug wire removal on some of these vehicles that have been on a long time, and the rubber boots kind of seize onto the spark plug. And this particular one is it's an 05 Impala with a 3400. Any of the GMs or front wheel drive vehicles that are this configuration or design, where the three in the front are fairly easy to get to, the back three are kind of tough getting in there. One of the biggest or hardest parts is trying to get these boots, these spark plug wires off of the spark plugs to replace the spark plugs. This is doing a conventional tune-up. Now, you should probably know these spark plugs in these vehicles last. This one uses iridium, so they last quite a long time. This car's got about 100,000 miles on it. And so when you go to take these plug wires off, just jerking, pulling, twisting on those carbon wires could possibly damage them anyway. So when you do a tune-up, you want to replace the plugs and the wires anyway. And this is a little trick that I've used for quite a while, and just from experience in trying to get these off. They make different types of tools and pliers and so forth to try to, get those off. This side isn't too bad. You can pretty much horse these out of here because you can get pretty good leverage on them on this side. The ones on the back side, however, can be kind of tricky because you're reaching down in there against pretty close area against the firewall. You can't really get too much leverage to pull out on them. And I mean, if anybody's done these before, you know that they can really be tight. So here's a little trick that I do. There's probably 100 different ways to do this. This is the way I do it because I've spent a lot of time trying to get these off. And it's basically a simple noose that I've made out of an old pull string off of a lawnmower or whatever. They make these nylon ropes. They're small, but they're really strong. And basically a noose that you tie a loop on one end, and it cinches as you pull on it. Okay, and you're basically going to want to just put this noose. I don't know if I can use both hands or not here. What you want to do is clip all these spark plug wires pretty close to the end, right about in this area. Just clip all the wires. You're going to replace them anyway. So then what that does, it allows you to slide this over and get it right on this end here. As close to most plug wires will have a larger end on the outboard side. Some don't, but you can still use this procedure anyway because it gets a pretty good hold of them once you get this noose on there. So the noose will be on here, kind of like this, and you basically just get it on there snug and then start pulling it. And then on this side you can get back and experiment, and you can just pull that rope and you'll see. One tip though is to try to turn these boots when they're on. Before you put the noose on, try to rotate these boots. That breaks the boot loose from the porcelain, but it kind of creates a vacuum in there, and then the metal part of the pin is on the plug, and they're just really hard to pull off. But once you rotate it, it'll make it easier, when you're pulling on it. So anyway, that's the theory of this, and I've done them. I've already done the back one. I was going to show you how, because the back side's the tricky side, and it's going to be hard to get in there. But I've got the first one out. The boot actually pulled off. The metal part's still on there, but the boot's the hardest part. So the second one you can see right there, where I've clipped the wire, and I'll get this rigged up and I'll get back with you in a second. Okay guys, I got this rigged up. I'll see if I can get this in here for you. You can see where I've got the noose around the plug wire. Also, what I usually use is a round bar. This is a big crowbar because it fit, and it's a pretty long. It's about 3.5 feet long. You run this bar down against the frame down in there, the subframe, and then up here I have it just kind of hooped around here, and it's basically just going to give you a leverage point so that you can put the rope around this bar and then come right out here with it to your handle, and that gives it a pull straight pull on that boot. So, and they can be tight, and like I said, rotate those. If you can get back in there and rotate those a little bit to break those boots from the porcelain, that'll definitely help. Then stand back here and let's see what happens. Okay, I don't know if you heard that, but here it is. And I had to pull on it pretty hard. You got to have a good rope, a good pull handle. If you can rig one up, however you got to do it. You can waste a lot of time trying to get these boots off, and that's one way to try it. If you want to do it, fine. Hope it helps you out. Thanks for watching, and subscribe and thumbs up. Thank you.